What is happening, everybody? Welcome back to Rule of Two Review, and today I'm a little bit behind the times, but I want to discuss Miitomo and its crazy success. So first, I just want to say that I'm really sorry that I've been super slow as far as getting videos and content posted on the channel lately. I've just been really busy, like mostly real life stuff with like work and music and just the kind of things that keep you busy as an adult. Also, most recently, gaming-wise, I am completely lost in Dark Souls 3. I'm playing a lot of that game, and it's probably going to be the next video that I make is discussing my thoughts a little bit and kind of analyzing the game. I don't really do reviews, you kind of know that, but I do like sort of discussing my thoughts. It's been a game that I've been waiting for a long time. I haven't talked about it in a while on the channel either, which is kind of weird, but I have been super pumped for this game. I'm finally playing it, so I'll discuss it on another video. That's also been what's kind of keeping me busy and unable to post stuff, but small spoiler alert for that video. It's freaking awesome. But of course, Dark Souls 3 is not what I'm talking about today. I'm talking about Miitomo. I haven't really had a chance to talk about it on the channel lately. I have been discussing it on a couple of podcasts because I've been really busy on some podcasts lately, mostly spending my time on The Juice is Loose, and I did a reboot Team Nintendo podcast with some awesome peeps that I haven't talked to in a very long time in the last couple of days. So my podcasting time has also been keeping me busy from the channel. That's where I've been able to really discuss what's going on with Miitomo. I haven't had a chance to do it for you guys on Rule of Two Review, and I figured that it was time to do so. Miitomo's now been out for, I think, just over a week maybe, but sometime between a week and 2 weeks. Full confession, before I discuss in this video, I have not downloaded Miitomo. Also, second full confession, as it stands, I don't plan to download Miitomo. Now, I don't want anyone to freak out. I'm not slamming Miitomo. There is nothing negative I have to say about Miitomo. Not even one thing. It's just something that isn't really grabbing me and I'm not interested in yet, despite so many people being into it. I have no interest until I learn that Nintendo has further plans that relate specifically to their console and handheld gaming with Miitomo. Until that happens, I'm not into it. However, I've learned a lot. I've heard a lot. I've talked to people who've had it quite a bit, and I've been seeing what's been going on with it. So I'm fairly up to date as far as what's actually going on with Miitomo, and that's why I wanted to discuss it for you guys today. Most importantly, what we've learned is Miitomo has so far been a smashing success for Nintendo. Huge download numbers, huge amount of people are into this. Everyone has been talking about it. People are going nuts. Microtransactions have showed up and people have been using those. There's a lot going on with Miitomo, and it's been a bigger success than anyone thought. I always thought that when this thing finally launched, like, okay, yeah, it'll be a big deal, you know? A good amount of people will probably download it and give it a shot. People are going to dip their toes in what Nintendo is doing. Nintendo themselves dipping their toes in the mobile market with Miitomo. I think that the consumer will also do the same thing. And like a very large handful of people will get into it initially, and then we'll wait and see how it goes from there, and maybe it'll pick up steam. Boy, was I wrong, because everyone and their freaking mother has downloaded Miitomo, and even better than that, everyone and their freaking mother seems to be loving it. So the hard numbers that we have for Miitomo are, in this first couple of, now like I said, 1 to 2 weeks, we have around 4 million downloads. In the first like 1 or 2 days, the thing had 3 million freaking downloads and became, you all probably know this, it became the most downloaded and fastest downloaded app in North America ever. So Nintendo's first foray into anything that is not traditional gaming, first foray into the mobile and the wireless and the tablet and the phone market with some sort of app that's very Nintendo specific, has been, it broke records. I mean, that's insane to me. It's the kind of thing I've said Nintendo always does. They may take forever and a day to get on board with something that everyone else is already doing, but typically once they finally do, they do it better than, you know, anyone else. And I can't really say whether or not it's better than anyone else, but it's definitely been more successful than anyone else. I mean, the most downloads of anything ever on its first day in North America, like boom, there you go. It's breaking records. So it's done, 3 million in the first couple of days. Now it's up to 4 million. And microtransactions exist for it. I think it's like clothes and things that you can buy. All you guys probably have been using it, and you can tell me what I'm right and what I'm wrong about. But regardless of what you use the microtransactions for, they're making about, what did they say, over $200,000 a week on how many things people are paying for and downloading into Miitomo. That is insane. Several million downloads, a couple $100,000 a week as it stands, and it's probably only going to pick up steam as more and more people download it, and if Nintendo is smart and integrates it more into their whole gaming culture and their gaming sort of structure, their infrastructure, so to speak. That's insane. That shows crazy amounts of growth and success for Nintendo. Even though I have zero interest in Miitomo, I am super happy and stoked to see this happening for Nintendo. And it's what I've always thought and said they were going to do. You guys who've been following me for a while, you can track my videos and my statements about Nintendo going mobile and then Miitomo once we saw and all these different ideas that Nintendo's been talking about these last 2 years. I've said it from the get-go. Whether or not I will ever care about it, there is no doubt it's smart. There is no doubt it could only make money, and Nintendo will probably be very successful. And if they're successful, it's going to make them a better company. And that exact point is the exact thing that I wanted to kind of drive home with this video today, is what it means for Nintendo that Miitomo has been so successful so far. Now, it's a little bit too early to get too crazy excited, obviously. It's their first app ever of what is going to be a huge plan and a huge initiative going forward. It's only been not even 2 weeks, like I said, and we don't know what else they're going to do beyond this, let alone how much success will continue to come out of Miitomo. I feel pretty good that it's all going to be very positive going forward, and it's all only going to get better, but we don't know that, so, we can't totally jump the shark just yet. But long story short, it still is a huge success. I think it is going to continue to be more successful. And what does it mean for Nintendo? I think it means what I've always been saying it's going to mean, and that it's going to make Nintendo a better company, like I just said. It's the kind of thing where Nintendo is now making more money as a company, just like what Amiibo has been doing as well. It doesn't matter if Amiibo is something that you're into. It doesn't matter if Amiibo is totally changing the face of actually playing video games, although it would be nice if Amiibo was doing that, but it's not. That's okay. What matters is it's a product that's selling to millions of people, and it's making millions of dollars for Nintendo. And now Miitomo is proving it's going to be a whole new a whole new revenue stream that is also going to be making millions and millions of dollars for Nintendo, especially if it continues to get better and it continues to be more successful. And once they start releasing more apps and other things that you can, buy or download for $1, whatever, Nintendo just brands themselves to more people. And all of a sudden, Nintendo becomes a household name again, and Nintendo's making more money. And I'm telling you guys, provided they never compromise on the things that actually make them a good gaming company, and they don't stop making consoles, and they don't stop making handhelds, and they don't stop innovating on the game space and the hardware space for true traditional gaming, then this mobile stuff is only going to be awesome. Because the more money Nintendo is making from any company, the more we can know that they're secure, right? So let's look at the angle that a lot of people take. Oh, Nintendo's doomed. The Wii U's not successful. And back when people would say the GameCube's not successful, Nintendo's going to have to become a third-party company because they don't have enough money to keep making hardware and stay a dedicated video game console manufacturer. Well, no matter what happens with their video game stuff, if they can continue to make so much surplus money, like in the millions from things like Amiibo and mobile apps and mobile games, you guys, that keeps them afloat. That means that they won't lose money if their next console maybe is also not a big hit, just like the Wii U wasn't a big hit. I mean, that's the whole worry of something like the Wii U not selling well as well. Now Nintendo doesn't have enough money, right? So what are they going to do? Well, hold on. They're making a gajillion dollars every year from apps like freaking Miitomo and things like Amiibo. So that much more money comes in, feeds back into Nintendo, the gaming company. It can only help them make better hardware, afford a stronger architecture for their consoles and their handhelds, work out better deals with third parties, hopefully secure more exclusive content for their games and their console and their handhelds, and then boom, Nintendo's becoming an even better company than I personally think they already are. Not to mention the fact that, like I was kind of hinting at a second ago, something like Miitomo and hopefully the continuing to grow mobile market from Nintendo is also going to do is it's going to brand Nintendo to more people. I guarantee you that most people still would recognize the name. People know Nintendo's a name. They know it's a company, a tech company. They know it's a video game company. People know that. They know Mario and they know Link. They know Donkey Kong. They know these things. But they don't really know it the same way. This is a sad fact, but the same way a lot of people will recognize PlayStation or Xbox, they don't quite recognize Nintendo the same way, which is crazy to someone as old as me who remembers when Nintendo was literally synonymous with video games. I'm playing a video game, I'm playing Nintendo, no matter what the hell it was. And a couple of decades later, it's a different gaming landscape, so it's not quite the same. People know Nintendo, but not in the same light that they used to. Something like Miitomo, and then they're furthering apps for cell phones and for tablets that everyone and their freaking mom and their grandmother and their neighbor and their former roommate actually has and understands, they start getting these things into people's hands this way, and people are going to start remembering and recognizing who Nintendo is and understanding, wow, these guys make great stuff. Oh, they've got this new like box, like a video game thing that hooks to your TV, just like my old Nintendo back when I was a kid. Maybe I've been playing this Miitomo stuff and I see how great Nintendo is. Maybe I should look into these other things. And now I understand why Mario is so great and why The Legend of Zelda is so great and why Pokemon's so great, because Nintendo is now getting people who aren't you and me and Nintendo fans and even just hardcore gamers. They're getting these other people that aren't you and me into gaming and into Nintendo as a name and as a brand and as someone and something very important and worth your time and your money when it comes to being entertained by technology. And I think that that's another huge step forward, and I think that that's another huge thing that Nintendo has been hoping to accomplish with this mobile initiative. I don't think it was just money. It was probably, most importantly, money. And it should have been, because money is why businesses exist. But I think that the brand recognition and expanding their brand to more people is the other thing that they were hoping to do. And I really think that that's going to happen. I mean, hell, I have a perfect example because I have a huge group of gaming friends. Like, a lot of my friends in real life are huge gamers. And a lot of them are Nintendo fans, like myself and like a lot of you. But a lot of them are also not as into Nintendo. Some of them don't really care about that stuff. They're PC gamers. They're into WoW and League of Legends, or, I have some PlayStation friends and some Xbox friends and some that are combination. And what's been very interesting to me is these first 2 or 3 days that Miitomo came out. I told this story on the Juices Lose a couple of days ago, and this is no bullshit. Several of my friends who are not traditionally Nintendo fans had downloaded Miitomo, were talking about Miitomo, and were posting all these freaking pictures of Miitomo and the Miis that they had created on the app and all the Mii photos stuff where it's like, oh, I'm on a bike and here's my Mii right next to me or whatever. That shit was everywhere. I couldn't believe some of my friends. I saw my buddy Rory post a Miitomo photo and I was like, oh my God, Rory? You're using Miitomo and you're loving it? This is insane. And it goes to show the power and the magic that Nintendo has when they truly deliver and they truly put their minds to it and they really, really focus to make something happen and something successful. When they really barrel down and put their minds to it, they can do anything, and they basically have begun to do that with Miitomo. It's funny that myself, a die-hard Nintendo fan, I'm like one of the few people that they haven't sold on Miitomo, but I know that I'm in the minority here, and I'm a rare one. Hey, they could do something one day that makes me change my mind, and I'm waiting for them to do that. That's my only stance here. But regardless of me being the weird outlier, most people are loving this thing, and it shows that Nintendo is getting the kind of success and revenue that I think that they were hoping to do with Miitomo. And that's only a good thing, you guys. So that's the end of the video and my thoughts here, and the fact that I think Miitomo being successful means nothing but great things for Nintendo in the future, just like I've said the same thing about Amiibo when they started doing that as well. If Nintendo makes more money from these new revenue streams, but they don't compromise who they are as a video game manufacturer, we're great. They're golden. We're golden. I don't think that they're going to compromise their values, and I think that this is all going to be great for Nintendo and for us, the gamer, going forward. So what do you guys think? Thanks, of course, for tuning in. Share your thoughts about Miitomo, whether or not it's good or bad. What do you think of the success below? Do you think it's going to continue? Do you think it won't? And, of course, that's it. This is Rob of Rule of Two Review. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I'll catch you guys next time on another video.